Thank you. I now call on Deputy Seán Crowe, who has 5 minutes.
5 minutes
and a bit.
The Irish peace process has been described as one of the most successful in the world, and that has changed the Irish political landscape. A peace agreement, but it's also a peace process that is still evolving and still trying to deal with the legacy of the past and the expectations of the future. As a member of the Joint Committee on the implementation of the Good Friday Agreement, I've seen at first hand how the agreement has been beneficial to society, how it needs to be fully implemented, and I have listened with others to the frustration of communities who believe that the process of change is actually too slow. Many believe it needs to be grabbed by the scruff of the neck and brought forward in the 21st century. The committee itself is cross-party and cross-border and involves MPs from the north and is no threat to anyone or any group. The main weakness of the group is that elected unionist politicians have so far refused to take their seats on it, but hopefully this will change in the near future. The committee provides an opportunity to discuss cross-border All-Ireland initiatives and outstanding issues of the Good Friday Agreement and the St Andrews Accord. Some of the most worthwhile work that we've done is leaving this actual building here and visiting different community groups in the north, particularly those communities that live in interface areas. Engaging with these groups allows the relationships to be built, gives underrepresented communities the chance to be heard, and gives members of the Oireachtas a better understanding of the issues many of these communities face on a daily and nightly basis. And what we're actually hearing from them is that they are frustrated by the inaction of their political representatives, the slowness of change and the continued high rate of poverty that exists in many of their communities. The discovery recently of a case in West Belfast of a child with rickets, whether on the Falls Road or the Shankill, demeans us all. This has potential to get worse due to the triple whammy effect of the policies of the Tory government in London. 4 billion of cuts imposed on the Northern Executive budget, coupled with a delay in devolving the power of the Executive to control its own fiscal affairs, and the imposition of the so-called welfare reform by London, will undoubtedly affect the most vulnerable society, be they unionist, nationalist, republican or loyalist. Post-conflict societies and communities need much more strategic and structured supports and protection than regular ones. If the British Government continues to impose this brutal austerity on the North, and if the Irish Government say nothing, then we will inevitably see the politics of division and sectarianism strengthened. The recent flag disturbances show to the world that the fault lines still remain. Equity and parity of esteem are still a long, long way off. So we need to re-energise the peace process and the political process in the North. And that will only happen if the Irish and British governments give it the necessary time, the engagement and the focus that it needs. Many people fear that the upcoming G8 summit in Fermanagh and the marching season 2 days after will have the potential to stretch police resources. And last weekend, or weekend before, when we were up in Belfast, that was the constant call that people were concerned about how this would affect the marching season and how that would put the tone in relation to the marches for the rest of the season. There needs to be inclusive discussions between the Orange Order and communities that are affected by their marches. This needs to be supported by both governments, politicians of all persuasions, the Church and civic society.
1 minute remaining.
The Good Friday Agreement gives us the chance and the opportunity to build a new Ireland, a fairer Ireland. And if this government continues to neglect the North and the outstanding issues of the agreement, then that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity may well be lost and wrecked on the rocks of indifference.
Now call Deputy Michael